Donald Trump is so incredibly transparent, and I want to expose something that you may have missed during his disastrous town hall with former Democrat Tulsi Gabbard in La Crosse, Wisconsin last night. Now, Trump claims that he didn't know this was a town hall. He thought it was a normal rally, and he's probably lying, but I guess I can believe that a staffer repeatedly told him, hey, you have a town hall tonight, and it went in one ear and out the other because Trump is in his own world, focused on election fraud that doesn't exist. But I want to show you these clips, and I want you to look at them through a different lens, and something becomes increasingly obvious as we watch the clips. First, I want to lay the groundwork. Make sure you leave a like on this video, and make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. Make sure you double check. Some people think they are, but they're not. So, Donald Trump posted on Truth Social a few days ago this absolutely deranged, unhinged post where he kind of drops out of the ABC News debate. Even the New York Post, a right-wing publication, had an article titled "Trump Considers dropping out of ABC News debate." Now, Trump confirmed that he is going to do it, but in this post he says, "I watched ABC fake news this morning, but with lightweight reporter Jonathan Karl's ridiculous and biased interview of Tom Cotton, blah blah blah, Marxist candidate, crooked Hillary Clinton, will Kamala's best friend who heads up ABC do likewise?" And he says that he shouldn't even be involved in this debate. He is doing a soft dropout of the debate. Now, I think he's going to do it, and that is because if you look at the rules of the debate released by ABC, it says, according to ABC News, the candidates will stand behind lecterns, not make opening statements, and will not be allowed to bring notes during the 90-minute debate. Now, I think that Donald Trump held this town hall with the sole intention of practicing for the debate. We know he's a showman, so he wants to make sure that he can look good on camera, that he can even stand for 90 minutes on stage. And an interesting fun fact, he has been using Tulsi Gabbard for his debate prep because, as I said, she is a former Democrat. I mean, she's always been a Russian asset. Even Kamala Harris called her a Russian asset. But during the 2020 primary debates, she got some good soundbite moments on Kamala Harris. I mean, I don't like the soundbite moments, but they went viral. So Donald Trump is now relying on her because she had her claim to fame back in 2020, and she's now a full-throated Republican. Before I break down these clips that make it incredibly obvious what Donald Trump is doing, here are some of the rules. Harris's campaign has advocated for live microphones for the whole debate, saying that would allow for a fully substantive exchange between the candidates. Biden's campaign had microphone muting, and now Trump wants them unmuted. Biden's campaign wanted the mics muted during the first debate, and Trump didn't, and now Trump's campaign wants them muted because they know that he is unhinged. Kamala Harris's campaign said, quote, "It's interesting that Trump's handlers keep insisting on muting him, despite the candidate himself saying the opposite." Now, let's watch this clip of Donald Trump denying that him and JD Vance are weird. It's beautiful.
You get a lot of those questions because Minnesota, I mean, they picked this guy. He is weird. Huh?
Projection.
He's weird. I'm not weird. He's weird.
Donald Trump always says, "I'm no puppet, they're a puppet. I'm not weird, he's weird. I didn't interfere with the election, they interfered with it. I'm not a criminal, they're criminals."
No, he's a weird guy. He's a weird dude. You know, see, they come up with sound bites. They always have sound bites. And one of the things is that JD and I are weird. That guy is so straight. JD is so... He's doing a great job.
You are weird. You're slurring your way through a sentence, standing oddly in front of a chair, very, very clearly practicing to see if he looks good on camera. Because again, Donald Trump really cares about his showmanship. He is known for coming into these debates and working the cameras, working the headlines. I mean, honestly, this Truth Social post right here is probably just an attempt to work the headlines, and it worked. It succeeded. So Trump is making sure that he looks good on stage, that he doesn't fall over and look like the old man he is.
Smart. Top student, great guy, and he's not weird, and I'm not weird.
He's not weird, I'm not weird. The projection is absolutely absurd. This is the clip that went absolutely mega viral. It got 10 million views on Twitter. Donald Trump says, "Some people don't eat bacon anymore. This was caused by their horrible energy, wind." And Ron Filipkowski of MeidasTouch said, "It's like open mic night at the assisted living facility."
You take a look at bacon and some of these products, and some people don't eat bacon anymore. And we are going to get the energy prices down. When we get energy down, you know, this was caused by their horrible energy wind. They want wind all over the place. But when it doesn't blow, we have a little problem.
It's just Donald Trump plays this game of word association where he says something, he pulls something else out. Like when he talks about the word asylum, he always brings up Hannibal Lecter after. Just a game of word association. Here's another clip of Donald Trump tripling, quadrupling down on the black job thing that he's been saying a lot. And now he's trying to provide the rationale that it's immigration.
Because the jobs that are, the people that are coming in are just taken. And it's going to start with the black population. African Americans are losing their jobs. And I don't know if you heard the latest statistic that of the jobs that these people created, which is very little, every single job was taken, about 107%, was taken by illegal immigrants. There's been no job creation from them.
Every single study shows that immigration is a net benefit for the United States. I mean, our country was built off immigration, and a lot of our largest industrial booms happened because immigrants came over and immigrants worked. So don't let Donald Trump and MAGA Republicans convince you otherwise, because it is not true that immigrations barely create jobs. I mean, my grandpa moved from Syria, and he created a successful business when he moved here. So this article actually breaks down some of the rules of the debate. Next month's debate between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump won't have an audience, live microphones when candidates aren't speaking, or written notes. It won't have any of those things. Zero audience, nobody that Donald Trump can play to, and that also makes the room kind of quiet. Honestly, I'm wondering if an audience would be better at some point, because VP Harris could land some punches, and the crowd going wild would really hurt Donald Trump's ego and make him lash out more. But on the other side of the argument, Donald Trump can't play to the audience, which he always tries to do. I guess we'll see how it goes. No written notes. That makes sense. VP Harris has a way better memory. She'll be fine. She's a prosecutor. And it won't have live microphones when candidates aren't speaking. Obviously, VP Harris isn't going to lash out, but Donald Trump probably will. So I think that actually hurts VP Harris, that people won't hear Donald Trump lashing out, yapping. A copy of the rules was provided to the Associated Press on Thursday by a senior Trump campaign official. The parameters now in place for the September 10th debate are essentially the same as they were for the June debate between Trump and Joe Biden, a disastrous performance for the incumbent Democrat. We don't want to talk about it. Donald Trump, it's funny because every time he goes on stage, he says, I wanted microphones to be live. I wanted them live, but for some reason we just can't do it. And then his campaign is chirping in the background like, no, please do not have the microphones live. The back and forth over the debate rules reached a fever pitch this week, particularly on the issue of whether the microphones would be muted. We already broke most of that down. And again, representatives for Trump, who initially scoffed at the substitution of Harris into a debate arrangement he initially made with Biden in the race, had claimed that Harris sought, quote, a seated debate with notes and opening statements, specifications her campaign denied. That is funny. That is hilarious.